Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of SCTV, Simpson's first student-run weekly newscast. I'm your host, Noah Sacco.
And I'm Liv Allen. Thank you for joining us tonight.
We at SCTV would first like to apologize for the technical difficulties in uploading the newscast last week. These issues were unprecedented, but we still take full responsibility for our error. It's our station's goal to provide you with compelling news content that you can rely on weekly, and it's our mission to deliver on that promise.
We've evaluated the source of the problem and have taken actions to ensure it doesn't happen in the future. We sincerely apologize and appreciate you for tuning in this week. Thank you for your patience.
It's been pretty cold this month. Not too long ago, we had temperatures in the negative double digits, and it certainly makes for a miserable trek across campus for all students. But the weather outside can affect the mental just as much as the physical. It's the sound all Iowans know far too well in the wintertime. And this year, the cold doesn't want to leave.
Kind of don't want to do a lot of things when it's cold.
Anytime I walk outside, I'm like, ugh, this is very stressful and I don't like it.
That stress can lead to a decrease in motivation. And with temps dropping as low as negative 20 degrees this month, Ellie Olson sees a correlation.
Our physical environment very much does impact our cognitive abilities, our physical abilities, our emotional abilities. And so I believe that the cold very much does impact our motivation and our energy levels.
Although the harsh climate has prompted more virtual learning on campus, students continue to see it as a struggle.
You don't get that personal interaction with the professor where you can see them, ask them questions in person right after class.
Online learning can be harder. It's just harder to stay engaged. It can be harder to hear or see what the instructor's doing. And you're more inclined to stay in bed and just kind of not listen.
Winters in Iowa are inevitable, and this year it feels like it's never going to end. So much so that scraping is becoming a daily activity. But despite the ice here on my windshield, warm weather is on the rise.
It's kind of sad that we say, 33, 34 degrees is, oh yay.
With the temperature rising, so are the motivation levels.
The ability to be outdoors will increase our ability to engage with others.
This definitely helped me along the way, kind of get that motivation to get out of bed and get the stuff done for the day.
And everyone is excited for the spring.
It's nice to not have to bundle up.
Noah Sacco, SCTV. Always great to come into March with higher temps, right? I, for one, am so excited for the spring because that means baseball and softball seasons for both of us. Liv, and it's honestly felt like softball hasn't played in forever.
It honestly has felt like forever. It's actually been over 600 days since we've played a game. The warm weather always makes everything better, and we're ready to go this spring.
That's great to hear. The baseball team's definitely going to be cheering you on, that's for sure. This week in sports, the number 14 nationally ranked women's basketball team remained undefeated with a pair of wins against Loris and Luther, extending their perfect season to 7-0. But with the last two games being on the road, on the other side of the state to be exact, we're going to take you back to their most recent home game against Buena Vista last Wednesday.
Shout out to Seth Howard for shooting the video. SCTV's Jake Brand has the rest of the action.
At Coles Fieldhouse, number 14 Simpson takes on 1-3 Buena Vista. In pregame, senior forward Jenna Taylor was recognized for her recent 1,000-point milestone. To the game, 6 first-quarter turnovers had the Storm trailing 15-2. Later in the first, Kaya Rasmussen takes it coast-to-coast and cuts the lead. The junior had 19 points on the day. Simpson still trailing 13-20. Jenna Taylor fires from the top of the key. More from her in a bit. Still in the second, Rasmussen steals it and feeds it to Kincaid. She drives and she ties it at 29. Storm go into the locker room up 2. On to the second half. Storm up big. Junior Reagan Booth gives the Storm a 17-point cushion. Taylor fades away for the dagger. She had 26. Storm roll 79-68 to remain undefeated. At Coles Fieldhouse.
Man, that team's good. Thank you, Jake.
As you may know, February is Black History Month, a month of commemoration and appreciation for African American people and culture. The United States would quite literally be nothing without African American people. Their countless contributions and innovations have made America what it is today. I visited the Black History Month exhibit yesterday and met with a few students to talk about this historic month. Let's take a look. Black History Month is an annual celebration each February marking the countless achievements and contributions African American people have had on our country. We are here at Simpson's Black History Month exhibit talking to African American students about what Black History Month means to them.
Black History Month is a time of celebration education. We're taught all the people who have kind of paved the way for us in the future, who have made strides in music industry, education, technology, as well as just look back and kind of celebrate those who've went through the hardships and went through the struggles so that we would be able to have the privileges we have today.
Learning about how monumental Black people have been in creating America as an institution, creating the things that we need to survive in America and that have created modern America is important to me because it shows how big of an impact we've had while still being neglected and oppressed in our society.
Something that's important to me just because it gives people who don't know much about Black people the opportunity to learn a lot about our culture and our history, and hopefully that makes their experience and knowledge of us strong.
Being proud being Black, being light-skinned, brown-skinned, dark-skinned, no matter the shade. It's about being proud to be Black, rejoicing and reminiscing all the times where we were oppressed and we still rise.
The Black History Month exhibit is on the second floor of the Kent Campus Center in the Willis Gallery. For SCTV, this is Liv Allen.
Awesome stuff. And it definitely should be noted that the countless accomplishments and innovations of African American people should be celebrated every day, not just this month. Well, that's going to do it for us this week on SCTV. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
As always, shout out to our great department faculty, behind the scenes staff who help bring this broadcast to life every week. None of this would be possible without you guys. I'm Liv Allen.
And I'm Noah Sacco, signing off for SCTV. Good night, everyone. And as always, you stay classy, Simpson.